Another incident at New York's Kennedy Airport, the second in 2 days. The latest, a quote, alarming message that forced the grounding of a flight to Spain. The Delta plane was bound for Madrid and was carrying 170 passengers when it took off this morning. It was grounded after a worker reported finding the message scratched on a towel dispenser. It reportedly made a reference to a bomb or bomber. The fixture was removed and sent to an FBI lab. And the FBI is looking at what may have been an inside job on a Pan Am Airbus yesterday. An investigator says the person who cut wires underneath the cockpit may have been a disgruntled worker. Pan Am leases space at the unionized TWA terminal but uses non-union maintenance. Also making news around America tonight, a lawsuit could be in the works over the collapse of a water slide at an amusement park 10 days ago. The father of an 18-year-old killed has filed a wrongful death claim against the city of Concord, California, saying the ride was defective. 32 high school seniors were injured in the collapse. They reportedly jammed onto the slide in hopes of setting a school record.
Workers scrubbing graffiti from the John F. Kennedy Memorial in Dallas for the first time in the landmark's history. Police found the black spray-painted scrawls and a crudely drawn figure of a person smoking yesterday. The JFK Memorial has been open since 1970. Officials say they've never seen anything like this before. And an old-time historic church in Saginaw, Michigan comes tumbling down. Sacred Heart Church was demolished by a wrecking ball. It was built back in 1891 but hasn't been used in 5 years. A neighborhood group tried to keep it open, but the city said that would be just too expensive. Well, the queen of talk has come through for some deserving Connecticut students. Yes, a surprise announcement made tonight. Oprah Winfrey is donating a very large sum of money to a scholarship program. NightBEAT reporter Dennis House was there for the big moment tonight. Dennis?
Yeah, it was a big moment. A lot of fun. You really have to be living under a rock not to know that Oprah has lots and lots of money and is very generous to worthy causes. Now, tonight, with my co-anchor and Oprah's best friend, Gayle King, serving as presenter, the biggest name in TV talk helped make dreams come true for some Connecticut students she doesn't even know.
These class of 1997 high school graduates are receiving scholarships from the WKND Greater Hartford Initiative, created to help college-bound students who are active, needy, and get good grades.
I know it's tough to talk about yourself, but why do you think they picked you?
I'm excellent in school. I'm excellent in school. I stay on task. I'm a well-rounded student.
The initiative depends solely on donations. It's now in its second year and is the brainchild of this man, WKND radio owner Richard Weaverbay, who, by the way, at the time of this interview had no idea of what Gayle King had inside this brown package from Oprah Winfrey.
What do you hope to raise tonight?
I hope to raise a lot of money.
Any ballpark figure?
But we're looking at $40,000 to $50,000.
Later, Gayle brought the mysterious package to the podium and read this letter from Oprah.
I'm sorry I can't be there with you, but I certainly applaud your efforts.
Then Gayle made the presentation that stunned everyone.
Oh, my God.
To you, Richard Weaverbay, from Oprah Winfrey, a check for $100,000.
Weaverbay was brought to tears. He said he cried because when he saw all those zeros, he knew that next year they'd be able to help even more students.
I'm just totally astounded. I just don't know what to say or what to do about it. Oprah, thank you so much. I wish the camera would follow me to my knees. I'd fall down on my knees. Honest to God, thank you so very, very much.
It really was something to watch the reaction of the crowd when that check was shown. And, of course, Richard now feels that more people will donate now that such a big name has helped out the Hartford Initiative. Only in its second year, so.
Wonderful surprise.
It was.
Great news. Thanks for bringing it to us, Dennis. All right. On tonight's Health Beat, bad news in the fight against Lyme disease. The Centers for Disease Control says reported cases are on the rise, and they climbed more than 16,000 last year. That's the highest count since the government started keeping track of Lyme disease in 1982. Lyme disease, as you know, is a potentially fatal illness that is caused by tick bites. Also on tonight's Health Beat, some results of Liggett's decision to settle state tobacco lawsuits. Some newly released documents indicate that the company developed safer cigarettes back in the 1970s. Cigarettes that tests indicated could, quote, dramatically reduce tumors. But those cigarettes were never marketed because Liggett apparently feared that that would amount to an admission that their other brands were dangerous.
If you're afraid of airbags, we have some good news. Fewer people are being killed by the controversial safety devices. 27 people lost their lives last year in airbag-related incidents. But so far this year, only 7 deaths are being blamed on them. Credit is going to people who are simply better informed on how to use airbags and seatbelts.
And if you don't think of bicycles and paramedics as going together, maybe you should. Ambulance personnel out in Fargo, North Dakota are testing this theory out this summer. The two-person bike paramedic units will be working upcoming events, all in an effort to respond more easily and quickly to emergencies. The concept already has proved effective in many large cities.
Straight ahead on the Night Beat, Joe Tessitore has the latest on Dennis the Menace as the Chicago Bulls' biggest headache tries to make good. The details coming up on the Sports Beat.
And later, boys will be boys, except on one's birthday. Tonight, former rivals sing and eat cake. You'll see it on Channel 3 Eyewitness News, Connecticut's news station.
It's our salute to fathers. This dad's song for his daughter is a #1 hit.
Butterfly kisses.
There wasn't a dry in the house after that. Charlton Heston's gift to his grandson and our favorite father moment.
Oh, I haven't been the same since Jet was born. I mean, I would give my life for him. Here's my baby. There's your baby.
Plus, basketball great Oscar Robertson's incredible gift to his daughter. We're saluting Dad. Next Oprah.
Join us at 4, right here on Channel 3.
Eyewitness News Night Beat continues with some mild temperatures. You'd almost swear it was summer on 3 Live WeatherNet. Here's what it looks like right now in downtown Hartford, 72 degrees with a dew point of 61. That's why it feels just a tad muggy. And in Waterford, 65 degrees, well, fluctuating between 65 and 66 with a dew point of 61. So we've got some mild weather. In Milford on the shoreline, 71 degrees with a dew point of 64. The moisture is increasing. And for the record, we did have a heat wave today. If you look at the map of southern New England, 3 days of 90s in Boston, 92, 93, and 90. And the 3 days of 90s at Bradley International Airport, 93, 93, and today 91. And that does indeed qualify for a heat wave. Now, we've been singing kind of a hot weather tune all week long, hot, hot, hot. And finally today, when we hit that 91 at Bradley, we had to declare we definitely are having a heat wave. But as we look ahead, we just got to say we've had the heat wave because we're not going to touch 90 for the next 5 days. Around Connecticut this evening, 70 in Hartford, 74 at Bradley International Airport, 70 in New Haven at this hour. And Friday at the beach, we'll have temperatures in the 70s. In the water, 57 to 64, but cloudy skies with some showers around, so it looks like you'll probably be doing more walking than swimming tomorrow. And high tide Friday, 6:18 in New Haven to 4:50 in the afternoon in New London, for those of you thinking about taking the boat out. Tomorrow's highs across southern New England in the 80s, but the low 80s as compared to 89 today here at the Channel 3 New England Weather Service. And 80s and 70s for Saturday as a dry weather system sweeps through. Showers tomorrow, ending tomorrow evening, drier weather for Saturday. The forecast in detail for tonight. Here's what it looks like. Becoming cloudy, a shower certainly possible, temperatures in the 60s, and for tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a few showers and thunderstorms, 75 to 83 degrees, and the 5-day planner. Well, here's what we're looking at. 81 tomorrow with showers and thunderstorms around. Saturday and Sunday, very dry, downright invigorating. Chance for a shower on Monday. But this weekend, well, it looks, do we dare use the word spectacular?
You Go right ahead.
All right, spectacular.
Thanks a lot, Hilton.
All right.
Night Beat Sports is up next.
And Joe Tessitore is right here to tell us what's ahead.
Yes, sort of spectacular. A kinder, gentler Dennis Rodman apologized today, but a poor Dennis Rodman was the outcome. Wait till you hear the hefty fine for his offensive comments. And Mighty Mo was doing it again. Connecticut's own homegrown power surge just keeps lighting up the New England skies. Plus, Tiger couldn't get them to drop, but somebody could. Long-distance putting magic from the U.S. Open. Night Beat Sports is next.
Everyone loves children, right? But not everyone knows how. That's why there were 37,000 reports of child abuse in 1995 in Connecticut, and the abuse hasn't stopped. The Village for Families and Children is working to stop child abuse and violence that affects families. They're helping children who've been abused and teaching parents how to love their children. Child abuse prevention is a top priority. Let's all love children. Stop abuse. Call the Village for Families and Children at 236-4511.
Dennis Rodman has set the NBA record nobody wants to have. Of course, with Dennis, it's sadly almost expected. Today, he was penalized with the largest fine in the history of the league. Rodman twice made derogatory comments about Mormons during his stay in Utah for the NBA Finals, and it doesn't come cheaply, folks. $50,000, the record mark Commissioner David Stern handed out. It's the third time this year Rodman has been fined by the league. He is on the brink of being banned.
I apologize for the religion. I don't want no one to say that African Americans are told and things like that. So I apologize for that statement. For the people that go to the games, people give me the finger. I think that's wrong too. They call me a lot of names too. The people in the stands. But for the religion, I have no business saying anything like that. So I just take that statement back.
Another athlete in trouble, this time with the law. Red Sox outfielder Will Cordero is facing charges of spousal abuse. Massachusetts Governor Bill Weld is urging the district attorney to prosecute Cordero to the fullest extent. The DA will do so, even though Cordero's wife refuses to testify against him. Well, the games go on all the same. Sox hosting Baltimore, and in the third, Mo Vaughn. Well, Mo gone, 19th of the year. I almost feel sorry for him wasting this year on this team, but there is hope with young guns like Nomar Garcia-Parra. Cranks one off the Birds. He would later blast another, and your final is mighty fine for the New England gang. 9-5, Vaughn has been red hot. For 126 years, National League teams played National League teams and American played American. Tonight, the tradition that is only put aside to determine the World Series champ was thrown right out the window. Welcome to interleague play, the first ever San Fran at Texas. Willie Mays, and how about Nolan Ryan with the honors of the first pitch. As for the game, 3-3 in the seventh. Stan Javier, the RBI double to the corner. Giants win the first ever interleague game, 4-3. Round one of the U.S. Open teed off today. The attention and pressure around Tiger Woods, mind-boggling. Tiger on 18, and this isn't pretty. It's the first U.S. Open to finish up with a par 3, and it's not an easy one. Tiger looking for the drink right into it, all part of a frustrating 4-over-par day for Tiger. Anybody need a pair of shoes? How about snakeskin? They've been coming out all week here. In fact, Tiger's ball was next to one with a 10-minute delay at one point this week. Greg Norman not able to slither his way out of the beach. So who was able to score big? How about Colin Montgomery? Nails down the birdie putt. Monty a smooth 5 under par. And here's a little inspiration for your weekend hackers out there. Watch Jesper Parnevik. 45-footer. He's got it. And you've got your U.S. Open scoreboard that look like this. Montgomery at -5. Sutton Striker at -4. McNulty at 3. And watch out for Tommy Lehman. Hey, it's never too early to talk NFL football, especially when the Patriots have made a brilliant move. They've inked free agent defensive tackle Henry Thomas. Thomas is ready to bring his fire and fury to the Pats defense. The bottom line, he says he wants a ring, and the Patriots want to get a ring after last year. Al, you think you can get inspired after watching those golf highlights, maybe go out there and hit a 45-foot?
I'm always inspired.
I know you are. I know you are.
Even that beach shot with Norman. He can do it, too. All right. Before we leave you tonight, question. Do you have bugs in your house? Well, not like the woman you're about to see.
Her home's become a horror story, but it's not a total loss. See why in the NightBEAT newsreel. It's coming up next.
Well, tonight's NightBEAT newsreel begins with a problem. They're creepy and crawly, and they've taken over the home of one South Carolina woman. Her home's literally a combat zone for roaches. But, you know, she won a contest. Judges felt sympathetic about all the cracks in her floors, making it impossible to keep the bugs out. So she won $1,000 and a year's worth of roach control.
She needs it. Britain's Queen Elizabeth II, attending to her royal duties, officially opening a replica of Shakespeare's Globe Theatre today. This one sits on the same site as the original building and has the same design. Her Majesty and her husband Philip chose a small barge to carry them along the River Thames to the theater. By the way, at the original theater, the underclass audience was allowed to yell at the stage and urinate on the floor.
All right. And none of that allowed here. Former President Bush celebrating his 73rd birthday with President Clinton supplying the birthday cake. Both attended a meeting in Washington. Clinton sprang the surprise on his predecessor. Clinton actually sang happy birthday while Mr. Bush conquered the candles on his cake. That's a nice picture. Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Yes. Thanks for joining us tonight. See you tomorrow.
Thanks for being here. David Letterman's up next. Good night.
The New England Weather Service, Connecticut's most accurate forecast.